So this is what 2023 looks like, huh? And the rear-wheel drive RC drift project is still not completed. Alright, so you guys are probably seeing this January 2nd, hopefully, because that's kind of when I want to get this video out. Right now for me, I'm still in 2022, but for you guys it's 2023, because for you guys yesterday, it should have been January 1st, which means that for you guys, this is a new year, so Happy New Year's and Happy Holidays, I guess, because I didn't really say anything for Christmas, but thank you guys for this past year. We reached 10,000 subscribers, and yeah, that's a big goal, although not as much of a big goal now as it used to be, but still for me, coming from old-fashioned YouTube, that's a pretty big, significant goal that was reached. So for all of you that have been here for the past few years, thank you guys for your continuous support. And for all of you guys that joined this year, last year, 2022, for you guys last year. Right now it's still 2022. But for those of you guys that joined last year in 2022, welcome to the channel, and hopefully you guys can continue to support me as I figure out how I will do content. But you know, that's for later on. You'll see as we go ahead and continue making content into this new year. For 10,000 subscribers, I'm thinking about doing merch to kind of mark that significance. So yeah, I mean, that'll be a different project for the future, but first, today, foremost, we are here to work on the rear-wheel drive RC drift project. What better way to get started with this new year than to start on one of the things that I have a New Year's resolution with, which is to finally complete this build, because it's probably spanned over 3 years now, I think. In the last video, you guys saw me disassemble the diff, put some oil in it, and reassemble it, and call it a day. I was supposed to go ahead and build a transmission as well, but I kind of ran out of time, so that's what we're hopefully going to accomplish today. To build a transmission, it basically references pages 7, 8, and 9 of the Yokomo instruction manual, and it looks like we're only going to be using contents from bag 4. Now, I've never actually built a transmission for an RC car from the ground up like this is going to be involving. The closest thing that I've done would be to tear apart transmissions, I guess, to replace some stuff, maybe. So yeah, this is all going to be somewhat kind of new to me. So that's just my experience level going into this. Let's go ahead and see how we do. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention is that in addition to bag 4, it seems that we're going to be using the differential that we built in the last video. Alright, so that's basically page 1 completed. Well, not page 1, page 7, and about a quarter or a third of page 8 completed. And this is what it looks like so far. So the gears are just inside the transmission casing. So kind of, I think all that I have left, at least for page 8, is just to install the motor mount plate and the spur gear. After that, we'll go ahead and get on to page 9, which is, as you see here, basically kind of installing the motor and the pinion gear onto the chassis. But before we can get into that, I kind of ran out of time just right now because me and my family are going to go ahead and do some holiday stuff, I guess. We're going to look at some lights, some holiday lights. So don't worry, the video is not over with this transmission yet. I will get this done during this video. I'll just have to come back to this a lot later at night. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue this video. Just gonna do a quick cut for some holiday things. Alright guys, hopefully I was able to do something cool with the footage that I got from going out. But yeah, we're basically back. This camera's charged up now, so let's go ahead and get this build part done because it's like 12 o'clock now, so kind of late. So at this point, we're basically done with building the transmission, and the next step of the instructions on page 9 is calling for the install of the motor. Since we're already at this point, I might as well talk about the electronics we're going to be using on this car, at least in terms of ESC and motor, because those two are kind of paired together. So you guys are probably going to judge me for this, but the electronics that we're going with are a mash of electronics that I kind of had as spare parts here in the garage. We have this random motor that's 3500 kV that I'm not sure of the brand or what exactly it's from. And for the ESC, this is probably more recognizable. It's just a Castle Sidewinder 3. And from memory, I believe that this was a popular ESC to go with for brushless 4-course trucks. So I know this is not the most optimal thing to be throwing into the rear-wheel drive RC drift project, but for now, I'm tackling this project as someone that is a hobbyist and that may have spare electronics around that they would throw into their car just because, yeah, it's something that they have around, and why don't you save some money, because this is a working combination right here, you know? It definitely works, it'll move the tires and stuff, but for how well it works, that's going to be for us to see later on. If it doesn't go poorly, we'll go ahead and do the electronics upgrade, whatever that may be. I'll probably have to look into that in the future. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and install this onto the transmission and see how it does in the future. Alright, so the Sony is dead now, so we'll just end it here on the phone. Pages 7, 8, and 9 are now completed in the instruction manual, which basically means that the transmission is built, the motor was mounted, and the transmission is now installed onto the chassis. So yeah, pretty productive day, at least compared to last time where we just put oil in the diff. And yeah, hopefully the next few videos on this project car will be just as productive. Just a heads up though, for the month of January, I don't think we're going to be seeing this car just because of the other content I have currently planned for January. Maybe late January at the earliest, we'll have another video on this, and then maybe early February if it's not late January. But yeah, before we go and end it for tonight, I just want to say thanks again, for 2022. It was a pretty big year and significant year with that 10,000 subscribers. And, hopefully we can continue to grow this year in 2023. With that, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, especially let me know what you guys thought about the content in the middle. I don't really know how that turned out because I haven't edited it yet, but it's all experimental for me, so yeah, we'll have to see. Anyways, what else? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to sleep. Happy New Year's, guys. I'll be joining you guys soon. Right now it's the 31st because, yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead, end the video now, get some sleep, and I'll catch you guys next time.
She got the power in her hand to shock you like you won't believe. Somewhere in the Amazon.